They announced the John Wick game. We talked about this just a few weeks ago. Like a few weeks back, there was a report coming out that John Wick was officially coming for a video game, and it was going to be made by, Saber and stuff like that. So we talked about that. And they finally showed the game at today's State of Play. It was mainly a cinematic trailer, but then towards the end, they showed actual gameplay captured on the PS5. It said they're at the bottom. We didn't get a release date or anything like that, but we get to see the vibe. And one of the biggest and most important things about the game is that this is going to follow John Wick. It's actually going to follow the hitman, the assassin John Wick, and it's going to be played by Keanu Reeves. I mean, it looks like Keanu. The animation looks and moves like Keanu. And then at the very end, he just says, yeah. And it's fucking Keanu Reeves. Now, if it's not, and I got it wrong, and it's like an imitation and someone else is doing it, then wow. But I really don't see why they would do that, since Keanu Reeves has already, dabbed his feet in the world of video games with his appearance in Cyberpunk. So of course, he's going to want to do his titular character in John Wick. Of course, he's going to want to be a part of that. So getting Keanu Reeves for this is amazing. But the game director at Saber Interactive came out with a PlayStation blog, and we're going to be looking at that right now so we can kind of have a better understanding of what this game is. And again, this is the words of Jesus Iglesias. This is not my words. This is from his PlayStation blog. I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited to read it and kind of react to it with you guys. But it says, hello PlayStation community. Everyone here at Saber is very excited because we can finally share our next big project with you. And yeah, it's John Wick AAA game. Stay tuned for the game's official title and release date. We'll reveal both in time as well as more details about the story and the setting, but we are working closely with Chad Stahelski, John Wick director and franchise visionary, Keanu Reeves, and Lionsgate to produce a highly anticipated, adrenaline-fueled experience that fits into the world of John Wick. This game takes place during a specific period within the John Wick timeline and contributes to the expansive and rich lore of the franchise. So basically, what's happening in the game is going to connect to the movies, and that is something that I was very curious about. I wondered if it was going to be like its own story, its own original thing, but it's going to be a story that you're going to be able to kind of connect, okay, this is what happens within the films and the video game. And I think that's fucking dope. Getting Chad in there, getting Keanu and getting their feedback, obviously, and helping kind of fit the narrative for this game is going to have to be really freaking good. Now, whether this takes place before the movies or in between the movies, we don't know yet. But the vlog goes on to say, like many of you, we are huge fans of John Wick, and having the opportunity to bring one of the most captivating and successful action franchises to life on PlayStation is a rewarding experience. The story is being created in collaboration with our writers, Chad Stahelski and Lionsgate. It is an original gameplay narrative that addresses a significant time in John Wick's life, featuring well-known and iconic characters, as well as compelling new characters specifically created for this production. There are signature elements from the John Wick movies that are also present in the game, incorporated to enhance the overall interactive experience. Things like the unique use of camera work, the notable bold and cinematic environments, and of course the extremely distinctive gun-fu action and intense driving experiences. This is very interesting. Now, when I saw some of the gameplay or some of the cinematic, it kind of looked like, and I can't remember the name right now of the game, but that little kung fu game where you die and you get older. Oh, Sifu. It was Sifu. It reminded me so much of Sifu in the way the camera moved and kind of how it looked and flowed. And it's funny because there were so many mods out there making Sifu look like John Wick and kind of doing it like that. But obviously, it looks very similar to that. I also saw a lot of neon lights. I saw a lot of rain, and the music sounds fucking good. So this game is going to have good music, is going to have good lighting, is going to have good rain animation, is going to have good set pieces, going to have good fighting style. Like, this game already looks like contender of the year. I also find it interesting that they say that intense driving experiences, so there's going to be some driving in the game as well. That's something to look forward to. That's pretty fucking interesting. The blog goes on to say that all of this is going to be fundamental to what this untitled John Wick game offers PlayStation 5 gamers. Our goal is to create a wholly immersive experience, unlike any other in video games, something that blurs the line between movies and video games, making it something truly special. We are creating new high-stakes, fully interactive mechanics that make players feel like they are in a John Wick movie by playing the role of the Baba Yaga himself. The style of fighting we feel like an authentic John Wick action scene taken straight from the films. Everything is designed to faithfully mimic the movie experience in a meaningful, fully playable way. That is really freaking dope. And that is basically what we have here so far. I mean, yeah, this looks really good. And I think that the art style and the way that the game is actually going to look, I was really expecting like a hyper realistic looking game, but it almost has not a cartoony look to it, but it almost has like it really looks like almost like that Sifu game too, right? I don't know. I can't explain it yet, but once we see like a full like gameplay trailer or gameplay, reveal or something like that, then we'll be able to judge the gameplay much better. Right now, all we have is the cinematic, but everything that is being told to us about this game looks really good. I'm glad that Keanu is on board to play John Wick. You know, this is really cool. This was like a really fun game and like a really fun experience. And I just think I'm going to have a blast actually playing and getting through this. I'm also curious to see where it falls in line with the movies and everything like that. I think it might be a prequel or something like that. I think that's the best way to do it, but who knows?